let's just cut to the chase. Reading wrap-ups are not my strong suit. I don't like doing them. I feel like it's one of my insecurities. I cannot properly convey my thoughts. To solve that problem, I'm just gonna do a speed wrap-up, okay? I'm going to give you 1 or 2 sentences about each book. I will try to explain what they're about, but my thoughts, 1 or 2 sentences. First up, Shift by Hugh Howey. It is the second book in the Silo series. It is set in a post-apocalyptic world. This book actually talks about the before, and then everything ties together. I rated 3.75 stars. I previously DNF'd this, gave it another chance. Enjoyed it, but very slow start. Trespass Against Us by Leon Kemp, a horror book about a group of friends going to this haunted house and not all of them come out alive. I rated 4 stars, eerie, enjoyable, and it has twists and turns and you just want to know what's gonna happen next. The Way We Fall by Megan Crew, apocalyptic book set on an island where a plague breaks out. They are quarantined from the outside world. It's written in diary form. Rated it 4 stars. Obsidio by Amy Kaufman and Jay Kristoff, the final book in the Illuminati Files series, set in space, following a lot of characters, kind of tying up all the loose ends from the previous 2 books. Very slow, enjoyable because of the format, but still could have been much shorter. Rated it 3 stars. The Only One Left by Riley Sager, following a nurse going to this woman's home who was accused of murdering her entire family and finding out her secrets and what actually happened that night. 2 stars, found it disappointing. My Dead World, and also My Dead World 2 by Jacqueline Druga, so book 1 and 2 in My Dead World series, following a zombie outbreak, a plague outbreak, and it's about our main character whose brother actually warns her family. They all go to hide in the family cottage and find their own little community. I rated both books 4 stars, found that our main character cannot catch a break. The Magician's Nephew by C.S. Lewis. If we go, I think, in chronological order, the way Chronicles of Narnia are supposed to happen, this is the first book. I read it in a different order the last time I read it, so this is a reread because I wanted to try it the other way. And The Magician's Nephew I actually liked probably the most. It's 4 stars. I don't remember the rest, but this is one that I liked the most so far. The Black Death by John Hatcher. It is, I wouldn't say non-fiction. It's non-fiction and fiction, following the people and their lives in the Black Death era. I think a lot of it is set based on actual facts. I'm not entirely sure. Overall, I liked it. It was fine. 3.5 stars. The North Wind by Alexandria Warwick. It is about a girl saving her sister by pretending to be her when she gets taken by this god, the North Wind, and then she is forced into marriage. This is a Hades and Persephone and Beauty and the Beast retelling. It was disappointing, gave it 2 stars. Really didn't enjoy this one. The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe, ended up giving it 3 stars. It is probably one of my least favorite stories, one of my least favorite stories. There's nothing to say. I know it by heart now at this point because I've read it or I've seen the movie so many times that I just find it boring. The Cruel Prince by Holly Black. This was a reread. It follows our main character Jude, who is a human in a fae world, and every day she needs to outsmart them basically in order to survive. This has a lot of political strategies, whatever, if you're into that. Not a lot of romance in the first book. I only reread it because I want to get to the second book, and it was fine. 3 stars. I didn't care for the first half. The second half, I find that I did not remember accurately what was happening the first time I read it, so it was nice to refresh my memory. The Coven by Harper L. Woods follows our main character Viloma Diza, who is a witch, and she gets found out because her family has been hiding her, and she is sent to this boarding school, and there is this one guy who kind of lays claim on her. And yes, it is a romance, but it's also a little bit twisted. It has magic. I rated it 5 stars. I actually really enjoyed it. It was my favorite book of the month. Yes, I really enjoyed this book. Then the second book is called The Curse by Harper L. Woods, which I also finished. I had to binge read it. I don't often binge read books, but this one I had to because that ending was fantastic. Like, what? I needed to read this one. This one was a 4.5 star read, and it was my 3rd favorite book of the month. Now, my 2nd favorite book of the month is The Fake Maid by Lana Ferguson. It's about our main character Mackenzie, who is an Omega, so she is a wolf, and she works in this hospital as a nurse. Her grandma is pressuring her to kind of go out and date, so she tells her she has a boyfriend or is seeing someone, and the only person that she could think of is this other guy who is really grumpy, also a werewolf by the way, and so they kind of start fake dating because it also works out for him because he gets in trouble at work. So they save each other kind of. This was my 2nd favorite book. I did not think I would enjoy this. I enjoyed the werewolf aspect especially. If this was just about doctors, I wouldn't have enjoyed it as much. I don't know. What? Surprising. And the final book of the month that I read is Empire of Storms by Sarah J. Maas. I'm not gonna lie to you, I did not believe in myself and think that I was gonna read this in January or in 2025. I genuinely thought, because this is on my to read or on haul TBR, I genuinely thought that I was just not gonna get to it and that I was not gonna finish it. But Thaddeus chose this for me, and I actually did. And you know what? It was 3 stars. A lot of these books, Obsidio, Shift, this one, I rated 3 stars because they're a little bit too long, and I am so done with all the battles. Like, I am battle fatigued. I just feel like they have good thing going, battle, resolution, good thing going, battle, resolution, twist. Like, I'm too fatigued. And with this book, it just felt like rinse and repeat, and I just knew it was gonna be fine. People are not gonna die. So to kind of explain, I'm not gonna talk about Empire Storms, I'm just gonna talk about Throne of Glass. It follows our main character, Selena Sardossian, who is thrown into this championship and has to fight, and then more things happen. Yeah, I don't want to spoil anything, but this is the 5th book. I would be fine if this was just a trilogy and we would end with Heir of Fire. Yeah, I would be fine with that. Like, do we need a 5-book series? I mean, like a 7-book series? Sure, I see why people like this book. I see why people want to read on. But at this point, I'm so fatigued. However, I am stubborn enough to finish it. And that's it. So many books. 16 books in January. You know what? I enjoyed this. I actually enjoyed giving you a very short summary and very short thoughts. So I think I'm going to continue doing this format if I do wrap-ups. I don't often, but maybe I will continue. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you next time.